The Mali Empire wasn't just powerful, it was unbelievably wealthy. So wealthy, in fact, that when its rulers traveled abroad, entire economies shook under the weight of their gold. But Mali's rise wasn't luck, it was built through strategy, trade, knowledge, and a connection to the wider Muslim world that transformed West Africa into one of the richest regions on earth. This is the story of how Mali became wealthier than every kingdom in Europe. The empire began in the 1200s when Sundiata Keita united the Mandinka people and took control of the trade routes crossing West Africa. These routes weren't just dusty paths, they were the arteries of medieval commerce. They moved gold, salt, ivory, books, textiles, and ideas across the Sahara. Whoever controlled them controlled the wealth of a continent, and Mali controlled thousands of miles of them. Beneath its soil lay some of the richest gold deposits in the medieval world, mines so productive that half of the gold circulating in Europe and North Africa came from West Africa. But gold alone didn't make Mali powerful. What made the empire thrive was organization. Caravan networks stretched from Timbuktu to Cairo, from the Atlantic coast to the Middle East. Traders traveled in groups of hundreds, protected by Malian patrols that ensured safe passage. Cities grew around these trading routes. Places like Niani, Gao, and Timbuktu became centers of scholarship, law, politics, and wealth. Mali didn't just extract resources, it built systems to sustain them. Then came the man who would define the empire's global reputation, Mansa Musa. When he became emperor in the early 1300s, Mali was already strong, but under Musa it became legendary. In 1324, he launched a pilgrimage to Mecca, bringing tens of thousands of people, soldiers, servants, and traders with him, along with an unimaginable quantity of gold. As he moved through Cairo, Damascus, and Medina, he spent so generously that gold prices dropped for years. Entire cities felt the impact. No European king had ever displayed wealth on this scale. It was a moment that revealed the true economic power of Mali to the world. But Mansa Musa's contribution wasn't just spending. He invested heavily back home. He transformed Timbuktu into a center of Islamic learning, building mosques, libraries, and universities. Scholars traveled from Egypt, Morocco, and Andalusia to teach there, carrying books and knowledge that tied Mali into the wider Muslim intellectual tradition. The University of Sankore became one of the most important learning institutions of the medieval world. Students studied astronomy, mathematics, law, geography, and theology. Mali became not only rich, but educated. And while Europe struggled through famine, plague, and political instability, Mali enjoyed a period of stability and prosperity. Its rulers maintained justice through Islamic law, managed the trade fairly, and encouraged scholarship. Gold and salt caravans continued to travel the Sahara, linking Mali to Cairo, Tunis, and beyond. The empire's reach extended deep into the Sahel, its influence respected across North Africa and the Mediterranean. The real secret behind Mali's wealth was connection. It wasn't isolated, it wasn't cut off. It was plugged into a global network of Muslim merchants, scholars, and traders. It shared ideas, technologies, and goods with some of the richest civilizations on the planet. As long as Mali controlled the gold and the routes that carried it, no European kingdom could match its economic power. By the 1400s, Mali's dominance began to fade as rival states like Songhai rose, but its legacy remained. It had proven that African civilizations could be wealthy, educated, and globally influential. It had shown that West Africa was not a remote frontier, but a central hub of medieval trade, and it left behind stories of such wealth that even European cartographers illustrated West Africa with drawings of a king holding a massive gold nugget. The Mali Empire's rise wasn't a miracle. It was the result of leadership, trade, scholarship, and a deep connection to the Muslim world. Its wealth reshaped economies, influenced cultures, and left a mark on history that still echoes today. And for a moment in time, It truly did stand richer than every kingdom in Europe.